The picturesque old city of Trogir is situated on a small island which is connected to the mainland by a bridge and protected by walls and a fortress. In 380 BC, Greeks from Issa settled here and founded the fortified city of Tragyrion. Under the Romans, it became a thriving commercial port. This continued until nearby Salona eventually took control. It was only under Croatian rule that this island fortress regained its former importance when, in 1107, it became a diocesan city and received municipal rights by King Koloman. In 1123, the Saracens invaded and virtually destroyed it, but the city was soon rebuilt. Including its historic centre. In the 13th century, Trogir continued to expand, and even with Tatar hostilities followed by Venetian rule, the city continued to grow. At the southwestern end of the island is the imposing Kamerlengo Fortress. This was the residence of the Venetian governor and his militia. High walls connect the towers, from which there's a good view of the sea. The channel between the island and the mainland was also guarded, with a fine view of the old town. With its closely packed buildings, church steeples tower above the rooftops, as though to highlight the importance of religion during Venetian rule. Several coastal towns entered into agreements with Venice, whose mighty fleet offered protection against pirate raids. Through the southern gate, which was enlarged at the end of the 16th century, there's a different world. A maze of narrow streets takes us back into the Middle Ages. Beyond the walls are architectural treasures from Romanesque, Gothic, Renaissance and Baroque times, all well preserved. There's a small main square, and the Cathedrale Svetilovro appears, dedicated to Saint Laurentinus and the city's main landmark. Stone lions guard the western entrance that is decorated with a Romanesque portal created by Master Radovan, a perfect example of Croatian Romanesque sculpture. Allegories, apostles, saints, and biblical scenes. and 2 lions bearing Adam and Eve. Almost 500 years of labour was spent on this sacred building, whose central nave is divided by 2 rows, each containing 4 pillars. The ciborium, above the main altar, features images depicting the Annunciation, with a stone pulpit and carved choir. And in a sarcophagus in the chapel of John lies Ivan Orsini, the first bishop of Trogir. In the adjoining treasury are valuable sacred objects and religious furnishings. And a bishop's mitre, together with velvet cloak. Opposite the cathedral is the 15th century Cipico Palazzo, the most beautiful building in the square. A traditional house that belonged to a wealthy merchant family, with a matching inner courtyard framed by arcades. Ornaments in the style of Venetian Gothic transform this building into a small palace. Exceptional Dalmatian residential decor. In 1997, the entire Old Town was designated as a World Cultural Heritage Site, a closely packed together collection of residential buildings, churches, narrow streets, and courtyards. Each stone bears witness to history, as well as to Trogir's former prosperity and importance as the centre of the region. Tourists come here from all over the world. The simple land gate to the north of the old town once formed part of a drawbridge and protected the town from possible invasion from the mainland. Near to the gate is the palazzo that belonged to the Garagnin-Fanfogner family, a well-preserved 18th century Baroque building. Today, it contains the city's museum, its inner courtyard featuring numerous Greek artifacts. Repeated hostilities of the Ottomans finally ended the heyday of this fine city. But its former splendour has been well preserved, and Trogir now serves as a priceless glance back into the Middle Ages.